There was a young man from Venus whose head was shaped like a.
Picard to engineering.
What's the name of the really irritating engineer in Discovery?
Helia!
No, that's the one in Strange New Worlds.
There's Klingons on the roof.
The white zone is for parking. Well, we had a mission critical failure there, didn't we? You didn't have enough wine. You left the room.
Good evening and welcome to Riker's Beard Live, and thank you for joining us on this auspicious occasion where, well, hey, what have we got? What have we got to talk about? I mean, well, let's start with you, James. What have you been up to this week?
Well, I bought a new pair of shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice new walking boots. Lovely.
Carl, what have you been up to?
I tried fixing my ice machine.
Nice. I've bought another guitar. I'm starting to think I may have a problem. I'm finding these unloved guitars off of Facebook Marketplace that are going dirt cheap, and I'm buying them and restoring them, and I'm having far too much fun doing it. When I come on the show and you see more than 6 guitars in the picture, tell me it's time to start flipping them and selling them, because it's becoming a problem now, because this is a really nice guitar and I just don't think I can part with it. It's just
You only tried it once.
How pretty is that? It's
You
just,
didn't really mean it. Restoring guitars really screws you up.
Oh, it's such a lovely. Now set it up, it plays beautifully as well. Honestly, it's just lovely guitar. I mean, other than that, not much has been going on, really, has it? In the world of Trek, I don't know if we've got much to talk about. Well,
Strange New Worlds is wrapped. We know that much.
Yeah, that's wrapped. We know that's happened.
Yeah.
I think there was. Well, let's start with a nice story of us all getting together and watching Starfleet Academy. So we'd planned to do this on Thursday night, but James thought it was Friday night. So we missed Thursday night, and then James hit a pothole and got a puncture.
Yes, I destroyed my car on the way to Richard's house.
And then I had to pick James up and lend him my car, and
and then I crashed that one as well.
And then we crashed, Now after lending my car to James, when I drive it, it veers off to the left. But luckily, that's corrected the way that it veers off to the right after my wife's been driving it. So it's that's sorted that out. So that's a bonus.
Obviously, Robert Jenrick defected from the Tories to reform.
Yes, and there'll be more. It's going to happen. It's not a question of if; it's more a question of when. We've got some.
Yes, we did manage to eventually meet at Richard's house to watch episode 2 of Academy. Myself, Richard, and Gary having seen episode 1 already individually.
So we've all caught up. We've all watched new available Trek, and we're all suitably, presumably excited by it.
Well, certainly, it was a great improvement on what we were expecting based on the trailers, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we should straight away, before we give our opinions, because they're not really important. This is our show's based upon fans. Let's jump in and say hello to everyone and see what you think of it. So, Gary says, "Good evening." Christoph
Evening,
says,
Gary.
"Who's from Venus?" Alan says, "Evening, ladies." And in is shaped like a Sam's. Good evening, Sam. Good evening,
Hello,
Rashid.
buddy.
Good evening, Dave. How you doing? Good evening, James. More guitars than print. I've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right. Yeah, I've got 7 guitars, which is more than I can play at once.
I'd like to see you try.
Well, I have played 2 at the same time. It's a long story involving a cucumber. Brand new stuff. Yes, we have as well. Like money and looks good. You have too many guitars. I do not have too many. So I have specific guitars for specific occasions, and I am, gigging regularly now, so I'm a professional musician. So, Mark says, "Hey, hi, Mark. Amanda, how you doing?" Yep, yeah, fantastic.
We'll be looking forward, Amanda.
Whoa!
Hey,
Oh, sweet child of mine! Whoa!
Easy now.
It's not that kind of fucking show. Good evening, Louise. How are we doing? Rashid. Absolutely. Okay, right. So, before we get onto the, the important opinion, the one that matters, let's start with you guys. Let's just decompress a little bit. Let's start at the beginning with you, Carl. Expectations.
Weren't that high. Put simply.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, I don't think.
No, absolutely not. Because with the lack of expectation came a very pleasant amount of surprise.
Especially after watching the trailer. The long trailer, it was almost as if they picked the worst bit.
I was going to say, it was nice, wasn't it? Quite often you see, like, do you ever remember the trailer for Ted? I always think that, the trailer for Ted, I thought was actually better than the whole film. And you so often get that.
I'm not certain. This is the teddy bear film.
Yes.
Yeah, I've not seen it. Sorry.
You're not missing out, mate. Just watch the trailer. It's better.
Mark Wahlberg's in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
I quite like Mark Wahlberg. He doesn't play the teddy bear, does he? Yeah.
No. Seth MacFarlane plays the teddy bear.
Yeah.
I like Seth MacFarlane as well.
As do I.
Yeah.
Yes. He brought
us. The trailer is way better than the film, in my opinion.
So your expectations were low because, and I think we all feel the same way. If we're honest, we wanted golden era Starfleet Academy. That's what we all wanted. They decided we didn't want it. They gave us something else. So our expectations were low. James, how? No, starting with expectations. How do you feel about?
Well, expectations were, as you say, on the floor, owing to the fact that we were set in the 32nd century. That we were told that Tilly was going to be in it, that some of the cast that we'd seen on the blue carpet premiere made me think, we're going to get an equality sandwich, and we didn't have any of these things.
But again, though, just to reiterate, we don't mind an equality sandwich. We just want it done properly.
Yes, we don't mind representation.
This is the issue we've always had on this show. We like representation. That's what Star Trek's for. It's when they do it shit, we get annoyed. So that's the important distinction. So in the comments, let's see about how you felt about your expectations. Alan felt he had an egg.
Curate's egg at that.
Dave was disappointed with the coming. He hates the swearing.
Was there swearing?
Yeah, there was. But the thing is, the reason you probably didn't notice was because it wasn't emphasised.
No, like they did in Discovery, yeah. The speeder induced the bridge crew meant I remembered none of them 2 minutes later.
Yeah. get that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into this now, but I genuinely think that was intentional. I think they're trying to make sure this isn't about the bridge crew. I think that's kind of intentional.
Yeah.
Once love it, better than the trailer. Definitely a bit meh. Fair comment.
Well,
Louise says,
only 2 episodes in. I've been given a chance.
Louise said, on very low expectations, and I wasn't impressed by the trailer. Very similar to us, as I thought it was going to be a teen drama. Honestly, I was so surprised by the first episode. It was brilliant. Second, really pleased to hear that. They should have used Caretaker template to introduce. I guess different show. They're going in a different direction. Not necessarily the one we want to see, but it's definitely a different direction. Mark says, evening chaps, I enjoyed Starfleet Academy. Looking forward to Thursday. Oh yes, of course, Thursday is curry night at Weatherspoons. Oh no, we get the next episode of Starfleet Academy.
How many episodes, by the way? Is it only 6 in season 1? Do we know?
Was it 10? Let me have a look.
I thought I read some of them may only be 6, but I'd hope I'm wrong because that's really not enough.
It might be 2. We might have just had it. I mean, the way they do it these days.
A whole series in one go.
So expectations were they met? And this is an interesting point. Were expectations met? We expected it to be crap. Well, then that wasn't met, in my opinion. We expected it to be brilliant. That probably wasn't met either, in my opinion. So, what I'm very...
Richard, I will say, I like the idea that the Federation is on its knees and they're trying to bring it all back. I like that as a premise.
I think it reintroduces the aspect of discovery, doesn't it? Of the great unknown. You know, they're having...
For a minute there, I thought you meant Discovery the series.
Yeah, I was worried where you were going with that.
So with the Next Generation, we had an unprecedented era of peace. And that was the premise of the series, and we could explore things. There was no real ongoing drama. We got that with Deep Space Nine. We got that with Voyager. They tried to do it with Discovery. It didn't work. But we've got what people initially didn't like about Enterprise. We've got that again now. It's a bold new era, isn't it? We're making friends. We're trying to reacquaint with old ones, and they're taking every opportunity to drop an Easter egg in and references and characters and sort of Prodigy references. All sorts is going in there. They're doing proper fan service, and they're not doing it crap either. It's doing really well. So it's we've got a new Star Trek TV series. Not everyone's going to like it, and not everyone should like it, because we all want different things. If we wanted the same thing, it'd be blancmange. So,
except for Legacy, obviously.
Legacy.
Which we all want.
Yeah, well, of course we do. Yeah, we're not going to get it though. That's not happening. Well, Legacy technically was season 3 of Picard. I mean that's as much Legacy.
That was a TNG swan song. Legacy is meant to be spinning off with the younger characters like Jack Crusher and, to a lesser extent, 7 of 9.
Yeah, but so jumping back into the comments, because again, importance. Nadim expected nothing after that weird trailer. Yeah, the trailer for me is what set the bar low, because I'm a huge fan of Holly Hunter and I'm a huge fan of Michael Giacchino, and that wasn't the best scene, was it? Let's be honest. Love the reference to Prodigy. Yep, fantastic. Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds season 5 has only got 6, right? Yeah.
Russian Stations, as expected it to be. I think we can all agree on that.
My expectations were 8.
Starfleet Academy is a good opportunity to get new fans into it. So, yeah, interesting. So this is something us old trickies, I'm afraid, we can't ignore. They can't give us what we want, because that would make no business sense whatsoever. They've got to get new people on board with it. So that's the way it is. 10 episodes we're getting.
Hurrah!
Sam, really torn. There are some aspects he likes. Don't really like any of the characters yet.
They haven't proven likable so far, have they?
The captain was all right. I quite like the way, and I can't remember his name, but the main character that's the young one that's the rebel. I quite like the way he's doing a Kirk and literally his shirt's off every scene. Like his shirt off or his guns are out. I really like that. That's brilliant. And I am fiercely heterosexual, by the way. I just like the way they're kind of doing a nod to Kirk with that.
I mean, we were asked to keep our shirts on while doing this show, weren't we?
Not me, no.
I got to admit, I quite like
get the guns out.
I quite like the character of the number one. You know, the cadet master, the half Jem'Hadar, half Klingon.
I find her voice a little irritating, Carl.
Yeah, it was, but I also found that she did make me chuckle here and there.
Yes,
I'm going to have to strongly disagree with you there, Carl. I'm afraid I found the character intensely dislikable. And I'm not.
But I think that's why they're there.
No, but so okay. So the two worst characters, in my opinion, are the holographic cadet and the first officer. There's a massive difference between those two characters. One of them can act and one of them can't. So one of them has potential, one of them doesn't. Just needs to just go because you're irritating and you can't act, and that's the first officer. I'm afraid she cannot act. The holographic cadet, God, that's an irritating character. But fair play to her. She's a very skilled actress. She was very believable, and I appreciated that. Just her character needs to grow on me. That's only my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think the first officer was there as a good comic relief.
Yes.
I think possibly a better actor could have sold it. She didn't.
I wasn't particularly sold on when she started yelling at the cadet to do 200 press-ups and so on.
Yeah, the whole I can always spot the runner. Yeah, that's not what Starfleet Academy is supposed to be about, is it?
I think if she'd have been actually not being Klingon, if she'd have played it more Klingon believably, then you could have believed it. But she didn't look Klingon. She didn't look Jem'Hadar. Let's be blunt, she looked like a little fat woman who wasn't really threatening. So you couldn't really.
No, in all fairness, she did look Jem'Hadar. There was no mistake in that.
It didn't look any.
She wasn't tall and muscly like a bread killing machine. Let's be honest. She wasn't tall. Like you got a species of bread warriors, a species of bread killing machines. They got together and produced that. I don't think so. Sorry. No.
Well, I would imagine that this, this is, quite a while after the downfall of the people that created her. I would imagine there is a slight amount of dilution in the race at that point.
Yeah.
I really hope other people did enjoy her character and her acting.
Well, Jem'Hadar don't live very long, do they? So maybe you won't have to put up with her for long.
Anyone who reaches the age of 4 or 5 is considered an honoured elder.
Yes.
So Louise would rate the first episode and the second episode 7.5 out of 10.
But on that premise, isn't that kind of, unless the Jem'Hadar lifespan has massively increased, how the heck has she made it to being a first officer in that short space of time?
Well, how have they managed to breed when they have no reproductive organs?
I didn't see any Ketracel White, did you?
No.
Oh, maybe that would be a thing. Maybe she'd be like a secret junkie or something. Anyway. Right, long one from Dave. I'll let you read this out, James.
I also don't understand how there can be a person in a wheelchair in the 32nd century. I get representation, but if they can transfer Picard's consciousness to a robot and give Geordi new eyes in the 24th or 25th centuries, how can't they cure whatever ails the poor cadet? Also, how the hell did the cadet swallow a bloody giant communicator? I love the Prodigy references, though.
So I missed the wheelchair academy.
Sat in the front row in one of the scenes. They didn't have a speaking pod.
Well, presumably in the future they have new ailments as well. Something else that's incurable. For example, you had the Beta Z And I thought the whole deaf Prime Minister of Beta was fantastic. That was representation done right. That was very good.
Now, let's not forget, Amanda is our expert on sign language.
Honestly, I thought when you want representation done right, you turn to Star Trek unless it's Discovery, because then it's just a shit sandwich right down your throat. They did deaf representation exceedingly well in that episode. I thought it was absolutely superb. I really enjoyed it. I thought it actually made me proud again to be a Trekkie watching that. They did it so well. I was absolutely chuffed.
So did I understand this right, Richard? The thing he had on his collar interpreted his sign language and read it out, essentially?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely superb. Google Translate on your neck. You know.
The thing his daughter had, that was some form of inhibitor, wasn't it?
Yeah, she's a bit too... Do you remember the stabby Beta Z, the murderer?
Yes.
One.
Yeah,
she's... No, the other one from TNG. Yeah. She's got what he had. Feels too much. Yeah. Louise says Star Trek Janeway. Origami chicken. Dave says number one was the kind of teacher I aspire to be. We'll leave that there. Louise says, interesting point. Some of my Trekkie friends and me feel the Doctor is just shoved in there, and I don't know why he's in there. It irritates.
Well, he's a hologram. He can live forever, can't he?
I was going to say, it's not good. He doesn't expire. It's, by that point, they'll have come up with ways to make sure his program doesn't degrade, and all the issues that he had during Voyager, they'll be long since sorted out.
So they have this thing that's been part of Star Trek since its inception with Spock, and that's the human problem. And how do you address the human problem? You get someone who's not human to look at humans, and that's done with Aliens to great effect. It was done very well with Spock, who didn't experience what we aspire like the best things about humanity, emotions. So they carried that on with the Next Generation with great effect with Data and Geordi until Picard stole him, and then it was Data and Picard. And they I think they're trying to tap back into that. I think that's where they're going with this, with holographic characters, and AI is a very current thing. And I think that's why they've brought the Doctor back to tap into that. I think he's going to be kind of this guide to the holographic cadet. I think that's why. I don't think he was written in just for the sake of bringing the Doctor back. I think I hope it's going to be a bit more sophisticated than that. I think they're going to try and have him as a kind of a spiritual guide to holographic and AI integrations, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong.
He didn't mention Voyager or Janeway or any of his previous crew once, though, which I thought was fine, because if they were going to have too many callbacks, it would be irritating.
There was, and I'll need to rewatch it, there was a mention of something that upset him, and then he said, I don't talk about it, and then it was kind of left, and I can't remember what that was. It was another ship he was on or something, but someone more eagle-eyed than me will have to pick up on that. Yeah. Ian says, have you heard about Janeway? It's in final stage of talks. So's Captain Worf.
Captain Sulu.
Yeah. My younger daughter watched both episodes. So yeah, massive thing. I watched Trek with my kids. They're 14 and 15 now. Yeah, they both really enjoyed it. Both quite liked it. Looking forward to the next episode. So yeah. Lieutenant Atlee, cool alien on the bridge. I don't know which one that was. Someone will have to help
me. The spiky face.
Oh, wasn't that the same alien that was in? Looked like the same alien that was in Rurapente in Star Trek 6.
Could have been. Recognise the ears.
You know the one whose
genitals in his knees.
Yes, that's the one.
Certainly some great makeup and special effects. Absolutely. Hope number one gets a backstory. I really hope it's that she was cloned and she lived for 3 years and then she dies. Agreed, and Prosper. Rashid says, I love Chancellor Captain Ake.
Yeah.
Who's she?
That's Holly Hunter.
Yeah.
That's Holly Hunter's character.
Yeah.
Yes. The Chancellor.
Chancellor of the Academy.
No, the one in charge.
You like the way she disrespectfully sits in the chair. Okay, fair enough.
I'm not impressed by that. That's a very poor example.
Yeah, I felt the same. Walking around with her shoes off. No. Sam says, I'm incredibly curious about the War College. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I quite like the idea they've got Starfleet Academy and then the War College. I quite like they've separated that. I think that's quite cool.
And yet the two are working together because that was the scene where number one spotted the runner.
Well, Starfleet was always seen as the military arm of the Federation, wasn't it? Whether it was supposed to be or not, that the aliens always perceived Starfleet as being the military arm. So I quite like the idea they're separating Starfleet from the military and they're having a. I think that's quite good. I'm interested to see where that goes. Dave says, I live character, but hate how she... Oh, yeah.
I think he meant to say he likes the character, but doesn't...
And walks around with no shoes on. Yeah, she walks around like she hasn't got a job. Laurie says, Picardo singing up... Yes, it did. I applauded. You were in the room with me at the time, weren't you, James? I applauded. I was absolutely delighted to see that. Fantastic.
It was great stuff, although I think Christoph picked up that the subtitles were wrong.
Well, I'm glad Christoph was there. Several things in the stage of Janeway: talk shows, Archer show, live action show. Right. Not going to happen. Me too. I really hate Star Trek Discovery. It's rubbish. Thank you, Rashid. It doesn't get old, does it? Thank you, Dave. Yes, who doesn't want to see more, Dave? Honestly, who does not want to see more Jeffrey Combs? Yeah. Oh, we want to see, obviously, Scott Bakula as well, but yeah, we want to see Jeff Combs. Christoph says, until the Paramount CBS... Well, decisions will always be based around money. Can they sell it to a new audience? That's what we're looking for. So I don't understand why race telepaths would need to know sign language, though. Okay, so yeah. So I was thinking this. I was genuinely thinking this while I was watching it, because we know that Beta Zeds can communicate telepathically. That's a thing. And I thought it was wonderful that the fact he knew sign language, because that meant he would have to be able to communicate with people who weren't Beta Zeds. So although he's a deaf Beta Z, he's made the effort to learn it so he can communicate with people who weren't telepathic. And I thought that was a wonderful layer to his character, because he was dressed up to be this guy who just wanted to be re-elected as a xenophobe, if you like. But the fact that he knew sign language, even though he didn't need to, kind of made you think, no, he's not what he seems to be. So I really liked the fact they put that in. It was good.
Although he did learn American Sign Language and not the British one.
I'm not going to split hairs. I don't have any. Amanda says, I'll be referencing episode 2. Fantastic. Laurie says, Betas always communicate with each other. Yes, they can. Yes, they all can. Yep.
Are we looking forward to seeing some more of Beta Z, though? Because actually in TNG onwards, did we ever even go there? Did we ever see it?
You heard about it falling to the Dominion in the war.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be this paradise planet, and I, for the life of me, can't think we ever had any episodes set there.
No, I mean, it had a bit of a rubbish time from DS9 onwards, didn't it? I mean, it fell to the Dominion during the war, big loss to the Federation, and then, since the Burnets had this huge wall around it, because whatever this alliance thing was, I can't remember the name of it, they've been permanently trying to get at it. So it doesn't sound like it's had a very good 1,000 years, but...
Well, it's Betas that always seem to be very technologically advanced, but quite pompous. So,
Well,
with their
that was
daughter
also
of the
one of the
nine
points.
moons and their nude weddings. So, I personally, I hope that they come back in.
Well, it was one of the things that was highlighted, wasn't it, by Oded Farah's character, was that if they don't reintegrate themselves technologically, they're going to be falling behind now, because they've been so cut off from the rest of the galaxy for so long that they're actually going to find themselves vulnerable because of their isolationism.
Personally, I thought that was a not too subtle political dig, but unneeded. But,
well, as the Federation headquarters will now be on Beta Z, we might get to see a bit more of it.
Hopefully.
Oh yes, I did pick up on that. It's not going to be on Earth anymore.
Well, that was the gesture made to get them to rejoin, wasn't it? Saying, okay, to show you we're serious, we'll put our headquarters on your planet.
How do we feel
like
about
Mr. Trump does with Greenland?
I was literally about to say, I wonder if that's... Are we foreshadowing something there, do you think?
Put our headquarters on your land, even if you don't want us to.
We dare you to stop us.
You're right, James. It was nothing like Police Academy. So, in that respect, it was shit.
But there were so many, many wonderful things.
Many. Vicky, how are you doing? Oh, sorry, Victoria, how are you doing? Ian, hey, gentlemen, did you all like the new series?
Now I have a bone to pick with that.
Yes, I thought you might.
One.
Yep.
Where the hell was the Cerritos?
And where was the Enterprise E?
The TNG era was represented with the D. I'll give it that. I'll let it skip the E. I'll let it get away with that, because there was a ship that represented every one of the major series. Where was the Cerritos?
Well, the Protostar wasn't there either, was it?
Sorry?
The
Protostar wasn't there either.
The Cerritos were missing because they were just best forgotten animations.
Yeah, but you can't just do that. That's the whole point. We didn't like that bit, so we'll forget it ever existed.
Didn't they? They did, though, didn't they?
Well, they left Discovery.
Yeah, that's probably best forgotten. So
hardly inclusive.
Yeah, I'm not going to lose any sleep at all from.
I thought that was absolutely shocking.
What a shame. Let's move on. Louise, she loves Discovery. It's amazing, and we're pleased that you do.
Somebody must like it, and you're it.
Not sure.
Look at that picture. Alan's got a mime in the picture again.
You don't. You really don't. No, season one was pretty damn good, actually. It stopped
Season
there.
1 was good. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 had promise, and they let us down.
Minor errors in displayed German text of the opera, but I appreciate they're trying to. I think, Christoph, I think you should write them a very strong email. And no. That's terribly unfair, Richard. You know I make Discovery. well, but
that's two people then.
I think Discovery is absolutely dog shit. Stop agreeing with me then, Rashid. Stop it. Oh God, I've lost where we are now. Right, where are we? Dave says,
Richard, if we're at any events and we're doing any hosting and we get asked to interview someone from Discovery.
I do I get that, but what events are we going to go to where they're going to get anyone from, like, because they've tried taking people to events from Discovery before, and they won't go again because they couldn't sign the autographs. No one signed, so no one's literally. It's not going to happen. You know, I might be wrong, but no.
Sonic the Hedgehog, welcome to the stage. You can start apologising now if you'd like.
Yes, but make sure we can hear you.
I've just got this horrible thought.
Try. Let's get it over and done with, shall we?
I've got this horrible vision in my head that if it ever does happen, the first question to come out of your mouth will be, so at which point did you realise it had all gone wrong?
Genuinely, if I can ask an honest question to any of the cast or the showrunners for Discovery, it would be, in all honesty, what were you trying to do?
And how do you feel it went wrong?
Well, because it felt to me like they were trying, and I'm not a filmmaker or an actor, but it felt to me like they were just trying too hard to satisfy everyone. And that got in the way of just telling a story. And that, to satisfy everyone, that's all you have to do. Tell a good story. That's it. That is literally it. That's all you have to do. And it felt like we've got to get this in to make these people. We've got to get into make these people. We've got, you know, they was trying so hard to make everyone happy, which is not a bad thing. Wanting to make people happy is not a bad thing, and it makes you money. But they got it so wrong. God. Right. Well, I've been jumping into the comments a lot. Let's get down to the opinions that matter. Ours. So, let's start with James. Let's have your final thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Starfleet Academy.
Shows promise.
Okay.
Shows promise. Some characters are intolerable.
We've got 20 minutes left.
Likeable. Good setup. We've got plenty of things we can do with it.
Things we liked. Let's talk about things we liked.
I like the fact that it's at the Academy. We finally get to see the Academy.
Yeah, I quite like the way the ship forms part of the Academy.
I like the transport. It reminds me of Metroplex from Transformers. That was absolutely fantastic. Yes, I enjoyed that. I did not like the ship. I've got to be honest with you. I've been umming and ahhing about whether I liked it or not. I didn't like it, but I love the way it transforms. That was superb.
I still don't like this idea of the engines aren't connected to it.
No.
That looks a bit shit, no. But when it transforms into the boat, that's quite cool. But it didn't go, which they could probably. Well, we could have that in ourselves. Let's be fair. So your main thing you took away from it is that it shows promise, James.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I'm looking forward to an understanding of if Starfleet was effectively paralyzed for 100 years because they couldn't get anywhere with warp drive. I mean, well, how come there is a Starfleet? Because, Holly Hunter's character was obviously getting around somehow.
Oh, no, you misunderstood. We're not at the picking holes phase yet. We're still optimistic, yes. What do we like about it? This is what we're,
Well, it's a reset for the Starfleet Academy then, isn't it? I saw a comment earlier online about, isn't it fun that we're going to see it at a point where it's getting a complete reboot?
Yeah. Okay. Carl, same question. Better answer.
I think similar to James, I think it's got potential. I genuinely think it's got potential. I think there's a few pitfalls it needs to really try and avoid. But I don't know. I am genuinely undecided on it. I enjoyed the first couple of episodes. I'm looking forward to the next episode. I just hope it doesn't become predictable. Because I did think a couple of bits within those first 2 episodes were very predictable as to what was coming, both from the storyline and the individual characters, sort of thing. So I hope it doesn't fall down that trap. But at the same time, I also don't know. It's funny because Discovery did that, didn't they? In that they tried to make it so unpredictable that just nothing tied together. So they need to find a good middle ground, which they've managed with Strange New Worlds, and I hope that they carry along that sort of line. You know, if they can achieve that, I think they've got a real good shot.
Me personally, I think the biggest takeaway is they've got some very strong actors. First Officer, Jem'Hadar thing, not included. Everyone else in it, and I've forgotten her name now, Tigman, whatever, and she can't really act. Apart from those two, they've got a very strong base cast, and I mean that with the young ones, the Klingon, and all of the young characters. I mean, Holly Hunter, yeah, of course, she's amazing. Michael Giacchino, of course, he's amazing. But the young people they brought in to play, they seem like really good actors. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits that, you know, they're not whispering. You know, you can hear what they're saying. You know, not crying every 5 seconds. They're actually, you know, I think they've really got some strong actors in that clearly have some stage work behind them. And that for me is the biggest plus. I think that's absolutely brilliant, because you can have the best CGI, the best makeup, whatever you know. Those things are bought. Casting, that's an artistic decision. Are you going to get good actors in, or bad? I think they've just hit. It looks like they've hit it off the bat perfectly. They've got the core characters, great cast. Holly Hunter at the helm, brilliant. Yeah, I don't like some of the nuances, but yeah, that gives me that gives more depth to a character, doesn't it? So
we must remember that the cadet characters, we're not looking at fully formed, you know, well-rounded officers who've been through all the training and drilled into how to react. These are still kids.
I'm not really looking at the characters. I'm just really happy about the actors they've brought in that can play the parts. I think they've really done it very well. Where in Discovery, it felt like they just, I don't know how they made the casting choices in Discovery. But yeah, it's absolutely superb with the actors they've brought in. I really hope the characters develop, and I hope it's good. It's an awful thing to say, but I'm just so pleased it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
I mean, maybe that was marketing genius. Maybe they set our expectations so low that we were pleasantly surprised. You know, perhaps as an audience, we've become too demanding. We expect too high a standard from straight out the traps.
They've brought good actors in, and I quite like the underlying story. I hope that's just to get us off the ground. I hope that doesn't become like the whole of season 1, him trying to find his mum. That would be really irritating. I hope that's kind of just done fairly quick. I've got a feeling it's going to be the whole bloody season 1, isn't it? Yeah, let's get that out of the way and let's start exploring the other characters. I think that'd be nice. So Louise says the actor that played Caleb was very good. Yes, and the amount he managed to get A, his shirt off, or B, his guns out was incredible. I mean that sincerely. I thought it was great. Why not? The guy's stacked. Fantastic. Well, obviously you guys didn't enjoy as much as me. But yeah.
I liked just one little throwbacks, like when we saw the sign that said the Boothby Memorial Park.
Memorial Garden, yeah.
There were lots and lots of Easter eggs like that, and that was a lovely one.
Yeah, that was one of my favourites.
So I'm going to move on to now something a bit darker, not quite so nice.
Oh, we're not going back to Discovery, are we?
Well, no, it's not. It's not what you don't like about it, but what are you concerned about? There's a massive concern I have. So
I don't want it to be one of these things where the cadets turn out to be better at everything than all the instructors with the seasoned experience. Oh yeah, the cadets save the day every time.
Yeah, because I got that with the main character knowing how to cure the problem with the programmable matter that had attacked the ship in the first part of episode 1.
Zero training or
yeah.
I
I get that, he'd had the experience of, having to deal with these things in the spur of the moment when he was trying to find his mum or the prison colonies, etc. But really, none of the Starfleet officers came up with that.
Well, it was a teaching moment. We found that out, wasn't it? They probably knew how to do it, but they decided it was a teaching moment. So
I don't know. It was a bit close to the wire for a teaching moment, I felt.
Big plot hole there.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that one. Yeah. Any big concerns from you, James?
Well, I just highlighted that very one, didn't I?
Yeah, I kind of hijacked James's there, in all honesty.
I mean, I think there will be some plot holes they'll have to resolve. The one I referenced earlier. I mean, how did Starfleet function over a whole century if they couldn't get anywhere? I don't understand how it worked. So, I mean, how are there Starfleet officers if there was no Starfleet Academy for them to go to?
Oh, who got it off the ground?
I want some backstory. I want more.
That was
maybe we'll get that.
Yeah, how did we end up with a fully functioning Starfleet if for 100 years there's been no academy?
Yeah. Because we know there was one. It appeared in Discovery after that preposterous, literally preposterous idea that somebody had a tantrum and it caused all dilithium to stop working.
Mm.
Which is what the burn was, Richard. If you managed to get through Discovery, that's what happened.
My biggest... shattered all the crystals.
Well, lithium is meant to be impervious to both matter and antimatter, which is why you stick it in the engine. And if it becomes inert, the antimatter would destroy it immediately, which is why they all blew up.
My biggest fear is this. I did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first 2 episodes of Discovery. And we saw how that went.
Oh dear.
That's my big... Because season 1...
Crikey, I didn't realise we were that dark.
Yeah, but genuinely, the first few episodes of Discovery were really good, especially the war when it kicked off. It was brilliant. Yeah. I don't think it was as good as Discovery. I don't think it was as good as the first couple of episodes of Discovery. That's my big worry.
That's a pretty bold assertion.
I didn't enjoy it as much. Maybe it's because I was waiting for it to annoy me. I don't know, but I didn't enjoy it as much. And we saw where Discovery went, so... What we're hoping is they've learnt their lesson.
Well, Discovery was carried by Jason Isaacs for the first few episodes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it went downhill as soon as Jason Isaacs was gone. And, well... I'm cautiously optimistic. I think that's my I'm going cautiously optimistic. And I think I'm right to be so. I think it's gonna be a good show. It's not gonna be Galaxy High. We all wanted that. You know. Do you remember Galaxy High? You don't remember Galaxy High? The animated 2 seasons in the 90s. Brilliant. It's not going to be Galaxy High. It's not going to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer in space. It's not going to be that. That's what we all wanted. But that is what we all wanted.
I'm going to have to look up Galaxy High because it rings a bell and I can't picture it.
I wanted Police Academy like someone in the comments did.
Not me, Police Academy. But I hope it's going to be good.
Well, don't forget they're not bound to be on Earth. They can take the Athena and fly around the galaxy, can't they? So we can go anywhere.
It will be a teen drama, Louise. It's going to be Smallville, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's what it's going to be.
Yes. So, well, let's leave Starfleet Academy for a minute. What have people heard about Star Trek Janeway then? I mean, this is news to me.
Not going to happen.
No, apparently she is in quite sort of like lengthy late stage talks with them about it. That's the word that's been coming out.
Where are you seeing that, Carl?
I've seen it in a couple of sort of like group feeds on my post. A few different places posted about it within a couple of days of each other. as if there was. Let me see if I can find something.
In the meantime, I'm not surprised to hear this from Sam at all. Yeah. Yeah. We've got a holistic academy commandant, without a doubt.
Yes, I mean, he certainly should be sent to the glass house, shouldn't he?
Do you know, I think it's probably not the done thing, but I think her character would have done. If Holly Hunter would have actually just slapped him for being so, like, proper ran the chops, given him a slap, I think that would have actually fitted in really well, kicked him into line. Whoa, she's not fucking about. I think that would have been quite good.
Here's a fun fact. Look.
Oh.
You don't seem as impressed with that as I was.
I like a fact. Yeah.
You could always ask Grok for a fact.
It's all based around a comment that Kate Mulgrew made at the Starfleet Academy premiere, saying that her and Alex Kurtzman were still talking about doing a Star Trek Janeway series. So that's literally within the last couple of weeks.
Ooh. Funny thing is, I sat through the blue carpet premiere, which was dire, and I didn't actually see Kate Mulgrew appear, but I know she was there. I've seen photos of her there.
Yep.
So in canon, she became Admiral Janeway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that's about it. That's all we kind of know about her.
Well, we know two facts after the end of Voyager about her. We know that she became an admiral because she appeared in Nemesis and gave Picard his orders. And if you went to the Star Trek experience in Las Vegas during the Voyager film show, Janeway appears on screen as an admiral. So there was a bit of footage for that.
And we know her dogs are dead.
Well, I would have thought they probably were.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hmm.
Well,
yeah.
Unless you guys have anything to add, I think we've covered that very well.
Sorry, I was just reading the blue carpet thing with Kate Mulgrew.
That's okay.
Is there any more?
No, it just goes into how annoyed and angry she was that Prodigy never got picked up by Netflix for a season 3. Yeah, it carries on there. But yeah, it does appear that she's quite hopeful about a Starfleet Janeway potential.
Well, that'll be Admiral Janeway, presumably.
One would think, yeah, she wants it, by the sound of it, would be a continuation from where Prodigy leaves off.
I didn't see the end of Prodigy, or I don't know if I did. How did it end?
I don't know. I got partway through season 2 and kind of tailed off.
It was very Chakotay heavy, wasn't it?
Mm. I was just fearful that his medicine bundle might turn up at some point, so I kind of stopped.
Oh, now, there is one very important question. It's been put to us in the comments.
Ooh.
No.
Sadly, we didn't get a pizza. Long story, James drove his car down a pothole. Well, until next time, thank you for watching. And do look after yourselves and each other.
Don't have nightmares.